Hello, welcome back to Ask Allison. So first I'd like to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring us. I want to talk some about this great question I got. What do I wish I knew when I was starting my private practice? I thought about this one for about a week. There's this pressure to come up with like 3 or 5 or something. And I don't know how many I came up with. I've got them written down, but I was like, why am I trying to fit that into some sort of weird box that's unnecessary? Let me just tell you exactly what I wish I knew. The first and possibly most important is that starting a private practice is a lot more emotionally difficult than it is like task hard. There are far more things that are hard in terms of your anxiety level, in terms of your tenacity, in terms of staying motivated. Those things are much harder than writing a blog post or networking or any of the kind of tasky things that are just going to be required. If you got through grad school, you can totally get through the tasks that are important for private practice. It's staying motivated, it's staying hopeful in those periods of time early on when the phone's not ringing. So I would say that's one of them. Another that I really wish that I knew is that you can have what you want from the start. If you want to be private pay, if you want to not work afternoons or evenings, if you want to work with a particular niche that you're trained in, but you feel like you have to put in some time as a generalist or with another niche or whatever, like whatever it is that you want, you can have it. And I did not realize that I worked a lot of evenings because I thought I had to. And then when I shifted my schedule out of necessity, I was really surprised that like I stayed full. It wasn't an issue. So we actually have a course coming out this week in the Abundance Party called Build the Right Practice to help you think through what you may want. I also wish I'd known that you need to have a plan, like a multifaceted plan to be successful. You can't just put in your paperwork with the state and be like, all right, I have a private practice, and wait for the phone to ring. You have to actually put some time and energy into both creating a marketing plan and executing that marketing plan. For most of us, the word marketing feels really like not us, right? Like doesn't feel very therapeutic. It doesn't feel fun. But what I've learned is that if you're choosing the marketing strategies that are aligned with who you are and who you want your practice to kind of represent you as, it can actually be really fun. If that sounds foreign to you, I'm going to encourage you to jump into the party because we have a whole course about figuring out what your marketing plan is going to be in a way that will have you want to do it instead of it being the slog that you're not looking forward to. Marketing can be fun if you choose the right things for you. So we help you figure out what those things are from a fit perspective and then teach you how to do it. Let's see. What else is on my list? That it's going to take you longer than you think. That's not the fun answer. But there are very few people I've talked to who are like, I was so shocked at how easy that was. I mean, it's one of those, it's like childbirth, like in retrospect, you forget how hard it was. But most people are like, oh, I really expected to be full by this point in my practice and I'm just not there. And sometimes it's because we don't realize we need that marketing plan until we've been at it a little while. And then we're like, why isn't this working? Oh, because I'm not working a plan. So that's something to consider. I would say it's also, I remember when I first moved to Seattle, I had someone say, oh, you're going to be completely, hey, Melissa, you're going to be completely full in 3 months. Private pay, no problem. And I hung my hat on that suggestion because she had been there for a long time. But that's just not the reality for most of us. And I did end up getting full by, it was between 4 and 6 months. I think I got full at 4 months and then had another dip and then stayed full at 6 months. But it was still longer than I had budgeted for, longer than my anxiety was ready for. It's that whole like emotionally hard versus task hard. So I want to put that out there as some realities that we need to consider as we're starting a practice. It's more emotionally hard than task hard. You can have what you want. You have to have some sort of a plan for success, and it's probably going to take a little longer than you expect. I hope that that's helpful. I hope it gives you guys some things to think about, especially those of you who haven't started yet. If you have this in mind, you'll save yourself a lot of grief. And anybody who's struggling right now in this space, know that you're in good company. Most of us have been there. I will talk with you guys later.